Hello dear students, welcome to part 9 of chapter 3. Today I am going to teach you structure of chromosomes. So what are chromosomes? Chromosomes are thread-like structures which are made up of nucleic acids and proteins, and they are found in the nucleus of most of the living cells, almost all. They carry genetic information in the form of genes. The chromosomes in the human beings can be divided into two types: autosomes, also called as body chromosomes, and allosomes, that is sex chromosome. In humans, each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes, so total are 46, out of which 22 pairs are called as autosomes, and autosomes are similar in males and females. The 23rd pair of chromosomes are the sex chromosomes or the allosomes, and they are different in males and females. In males, they are XY, and in females, they are XX. Let us see the typical structure of the chromosome. You can observe this picture carefully. So, chromosome basically it consists of two identical spirally coiled thread-like structures called as sister chromatids. If I draw it here, so these are two pairs of thread-like structures which are very highly coiled structures, and they are joined spirally coiled thread-like structures. They are called as sister chromatids. So these two are sister chromatids of each other, and they are joined at a primary constriction. This primary constriction, it is also called as the centromere. Each centromere, it is having a disc-like structure. Look at this primary constriction. Look at these two dark balls. If you can see properly, these disc-like structures, they are called as kinetochores. And what is the function of a kinetochore? The function of kinetochore, it provides space for attachment of the spindle fibers, so that the sister chromatids can be pulled apart later in anaphase. So the kinetochore, it provides space for the spindle fibers to attach themselves during cell division. Now some chromosomes, they have some another constriction also present, which is called as the secondary constriction. The chromosomes which have a secondary constriction, they are called as SAT chromosomes. All chromosomes are not SAT chromosomes. Only few chromosomes are having SAT chromosomes, and their function, it is believed that SAT chromosome, they are called as nucleolar organizing regions. They help in the functioning or formation of nucleolus. Depending upon number of centromeres, chromosomes can be monocentric, that is they are having one centromere, dicentric, two centromeres, or polycentric, many centromeres. Now look at this picture. In this picture you can see these are a pair of chromosomes which are similar in structure, function, genetic. The genes are present as similar traits, so they are homologous pairs of chromosome. If I consider only one chromosome, you can see there are two sister chromatids, kinetochores at the centromere. And now if I consider this arm of the pair of one of the chromosome and the other chromosome in a pair, then they are called as the non-sister chromatids. So each chromatid is further made up of 2, 4 or 8 thread-like structures which are called as chromonymata. So this was our chromatid. It is again made up of highly coiled many thread-like structures. And what are these highly coiled thread-like structures present inside it? They are called as chromonymata. They can be 2 in number, they can be 4 in number, they can be 8 in number. Chromonymata. This chromonymata is again made up of what? This chromonymata made up of two things: DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and it consists of proteins. And we know very well the proteins are usually histone proteins. Chromosome again consists of two regions: euchromatin and heterochromatin. Euchromatin, this region in the picture, as you can see, it is comparatively light in staining, and it is genetically active. That is, it is participating in this process of transcription, translation, protein synthesis. But the darkly stained condensed region is called as heterochromatin, and heterochromatin is genetically inactive. It does not participate in transcription and translation. Usually, chromosomes are stained by basic dyes, Fulgen stain. I have already told you about SAT chromosomes having secondary constriction, which is acting as a nucleolar organizing regions. Which chromosomes are SAT chromosomes? Only 13th, 14th, 15th, 21st, and 22nd autosomes are SAT chromosomes. Types of chromosomes on basis of position of centromere. There are four types: If the centromere is at the tip, then it appears eye-shaped. Such chromosomes are called as telocentric. If the centromere is towards one end, it appears J-shaped, acrocentric. If the centromere is near the center, not in the center, but near the center, it appears L-shaped, submetacentric. And if the centromere is in the center, it appears V-shaped, it is metacentric. So four shapes are telocentric, acrocentric, submetacentric, and metacentric. I, J, L, and V shaped. Now let us see the difference between X and Y chromosomes. X chromosome, as we know, in females, both the chromosomes, sex chromosomes are XX, homozygous condition. In in human males, in human females, XX is present. In human males, both X and Y is present, X and Y. So, is there any difference in the morphology of X and Y chromosome? Yes. X chromosome is comparatively longer, Y chromosome is comparatively shorter. X chromosome is metacentric, V shape, whereas Y chromosome is acrocentric. X chromosome is genetically more active because it is having more euchromatin. Y chromosome is genetically less active because it is comparatively having lesser euchromatin. The non-homologous part of the X chromosome, it carries sex-linked genes. So suppose this is the X chromosome, suppose this is X chromosome, this is suppose the Y chromosome. The region which are similar in appearance in X and Y, they are called as the homologous region. So this is homologous, but the part which are morphologically different are called as the non-homologous part. Genes that are located on the non-homologous part of X chromosome are called as sex-linked genes, whereas the genes present on the non-homologous part of Y chromosome are called as Hollandric genes. The sex-linked genes present on the non-homologous part of X chromosome always show criss-cross inheritance, whereas the genes, Hollandric genes present on the non-homologous part of Y chromosome, they show straight inheritance. Look at this picture. This is X chromosome, comparatively larger. This is Y chromosome, comparatively shorter. These regions are different. Upper part, it is non-homologous part. The lower part is similar morphologically and genetically. So it is homologous part. Genes that are located on the non-homologous part of the X chromosome, they are called as sex-linked genes. And sex-linked genes, we know they show what type of inheritance? They show sex-linked genes. They show criss-cross inheritance. That is, if in one generation mother is the carrier, her son will be sufferer. Again, granddaughter will be carrier, granddaughter will be carrier. Again, great grandson will be sufferer. In this way, criss-cross. Whereas genes present on the non-homologous part of Y chromosomes, they are called as Hollandric genes. And Hollandric genes, they always show straight inheritance, that is from father to son, father to son. Straight inheritance. They showed criss-cross inheritance. Example of Hollandric genes is hypertrichosis, having hairs on the earlobes. If a father has hair on the earlobe, his son will also 100% have hair hair on his earlobe. Again, grandson will again have hair on the earlobe. So it shows straight inheritance. So today, students, we have studied what are chromosomes, what is the structure of chromosomes, what are the different shapes of chromosomes depending upon the position of the centromere, and what is the difference between X and Y chromosomes. In next video, I will teach you about chromosomal theory of inheritance. Thank you.